at home and I would still go gym. And I feel a little bit guilty because now I decided, okay, Saturday, Sunday is for like meeting people. So I'm easing out. And on Sunday, I'm already getting like that feeling of guilty because the weekends is not really healthy life that I'm living. But today I met Leo from Desmos Labs, which is
De-
the part of Forball. Great validator. You would like Desmos because they are like really good with governance.
didn't
They
didn't
pretty much
Forball
vote as you do.
didn't Forball make that wallet that you had to use to claim the airdrop or something like that? Was that Forball?
Desmos, you mean that there was something complicated, but
Yeah,
um,
that's all right.
what
Well,
means the
should we
hammer
should we
down
talk?
hard?
Should we talk? Yeah, I don't know. So all right. So people are coming into the chat. I thought we were just gonna have fun today, and then like Don messages me, I'm out drinking. I want to talk about. Uh, I forgot what you said you wanted to talk about.
No, maybe we should have some fun.
Okay, I
I don't
thought
know
maybe we
how.
could start. Can we start with a prayer?
Look, the Alba Shore is in Thailand. He does look like sex tourist when you look at the thumbnail.
I I remember in when I was in Thailand, there were signs everywhere translated into like I don't know like 5 languages, and the translation was, if you see tall European tourists with small Asian child, call this number, because they were the assumption was that you were trafficking kids. But let's start with a prayer, and I'll read it, and then we'll actually start. So this is
Alba says his little wife is next to him. Is the
oh, that's
I hope she's the not underage.
is that it? I can't get this on the screen. Damn it!
No,
What
it's
a
okay. Maybe you can change the view, but yeah. I wanted to say I was with Leo from Desmos Labs. I was showing him around because he go away next week, but he's moving to Hong Kong, so we are building some nice community here in Hong Kong. Mike from Stargaze is moving to Hong Kong as well. So I um, I think it's time to ask for some grants soon.
I screwed up that thing.
Oh, we're
Ask
gonna
for
do
grants.
validator awards, man. I
Well,
love that.
I didn't really think of. We could we could do this next time. I was going to do Cosmos trivia. I didn't actually come up with any questions, but
Yeah,
I think what
how have you been, Joe? That's it. How have you been?
good.
Good.
I worked out 6 times last week, so I took off on Saturday. Um,
Is there some six
I
pack appearing? Is there like shape is changing?
I have a 6 pack anyway. Isn't that
Oh, do
weird?
you?
Yeah.
At all times.
Unless I go off the rails for a couple of days, it will take me like a week to get it back. But my my body
So
holds a
you
lot of
are like
water.
the fit guy.
Well, I eat really well. Like I don't eat at restaurants. I don't eat fast food. I don't eat pizza. And what was that, creatine? Yeah, yeah. No, I pretty much have a 6 pack anyway, as long as I eat good for a few days. But when I go to the gym, I've been trying to get more. I think I told you last time. I'm trying to get more, do more weights, so that I just build up that lactic acid tolerance, so that I can actually start
Yeah.
lifting how I want to lift. And I'm not going to lift heavy probably, but I want to just be more flexible, more more functionally strong. That's all.
Yeah.
So
I would say I'm very functional and very flexible. My body fat is at around 13%, I think now. So it's hard. Like the six pack is like it is. You can see the shape, but my shape is substantially better than
I
the
think
Osmocon fighters.
older.
Uh,
I think older is actually easier to keep a 6 pack, as long as you don't let yourself go for some reason. I think like as I got older, I feel like my skin is like tighter, like almost like I have less
right.
baby fat,
But
less
you
water.
drink alcohol, doesn't it affect the fat levels on your body?
Yes. So like, so I think that I have a gluten sensitivity. So I face facts that I have to stop drinking beer. Cheap beer
Yeah.
really screws me up like for days. And even
So
so,
spirits, okay.
yeah. So like nice pure liquors or even like spiked seltzers have been fine. So, but I haven't
Yeah.
drank the last 2 weeks really. So I stopped drinking coffee and I cut back alcohol 99%.
So
Uh,
you are committed. I'm going like
49,
opposite.
49%. No, I last week I worked out 6 times. I don't think I drank last week. I don't remember. Oh no, I did. I have one bourbon, but that doesn't count
Yeah.
because
I drink like every day now a beer in the evening
I
or
remember when I first met you. You said you abstained from alcohol completely. What changed?
um I think I feel like good in Hong Kong. You know what I mean? In Poland, it's quite easy because I don't really meet friends in Poland. Like I live
Okay.
very quiet. Like I have one friend, and he would be drinking, but I don't feel so tempted. And I avoid alcohol for like mental health reasons. I would always feel if I drink alcohol, I lose control. So I come to Hong Kong and I meet friends, and they're like, "Oh, one beer maybe." So I would like start one beer every 2 weeks, right, or something, and
What?
then you start seeing that when you drink alcohol nothing bad happens, so then I allow, but I still don't go like over 2 or 3 beers or any. I had 2 beers, I'm not gonna
Oh
drink more
God.
alcohol today, right?
So
So
here.
what I would do when I go bath, I often take can of beer with myself
Oh yeah, shower beer is
to
the
bath.
best. Yeah, yeah. I do that. I do that
But
when I'm having
today, because I had
trouble.
2 beers already, I'm not gonna do it.
So
So
okay.
I have that control, but I can see it's quite difficult for me now to lose fat. In fact, since I come to Hong Kong, I gained 7 kg in 8 months now. So but my body fat stays very similar.
Okay.
So
So you.
I grew. um I wonder if this week I did 4 or 5 times gym, and today I was thinking I'm gonna do gym, but decided to go out. So Saturday, Sunday I don't do. And I think if I get disgusted with myself, so if I would see my body fat will go to like 14 and 50 or 15%, I'm gonna cut out alcohol and I'm gonna like diet like hard to shred out. Like because I would say I have very good control. So for example, if you would do like money challenge with me to go down to like shred out to 8%, I would do that. Like I feel like I have absolutely superior control if I want to have.
Okay.
Like
What about this? We'll do that challenge, but instead of like making it like a diet exercise thing, at the end of the challenge, we have to have a pillow fight live on YouTube.
I recognize that from somewhere. I thought there would be like boxing fight, but it was pillow fights.
I thought it was going to be more cringe, so it was actually okay. It wasn't
No,
that bad.
it was okay. They
I
sorted it
watched it
out.
for
There
like a
were pillow
minute.
fights. I think the Chango one, it was like quite. The women are like usually more aggressive, right?
I didn't watch that actually. So
I
Chango
saw
fought.
some. Yeah.
I would participate, but what I would like is I think it'd be hilarious. Like like in the UFC where they actually drug test the fighters. If we had like blockchain based drug testing in Cosmos, and if you fail the drug test, you have to give back your grant or something like that. I think that would be the best thing for the ecosystem. And then like you had to like if you failed the drug test, you had to like tie one hand behind your back for the pillow fight.
Well, I think a lot of them would be found onto having cocaine in the system.
Yeah, I think that it would be. I think I think that would be
And
the
I'm
greatest thing.
not saying it's a bad drug. I think cocaine is the best drug.
Probably. I have a friend that's a doctor, and he told me when he was doing his residency that an experienced doctor that was like his mentor told him he worked in the emergency room. He said, "Look, you will never get somebody coming to the emergency room that overdosed on cocaine unless they were also smoking or drinking alcohol." He goes,
Yeah.
"There is no such thing as a cocaine overdose unless you mix." And
Um.
he's a doctor, and I never questioned it.
Yeah. The problem is most of the cocaine is mixed, right? So,
Well, now in the United
have
States,
you done cocaine? Have you done
no,
cocaine in your life?
I don't like stimulants. I like caffeine a little bit,
Yeah.
but I don't like. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like alcohol. I like drinking.
I drink caffeine. So, a few years back, I did try cocaine. Right. There was like 2 months. I tried maybe 6 times across these 2 months, and after that I never did again, right? But the first time I was like when I would try this, when you try cocaine, it like really you feel like, and many people would say that cocaine is the drug that provides you to be best version of yourself.
I believe that. Yeah,
Yeah, like
I
you.
know exactly. I know exactly what it smells like just from working in bars because sometimes you could smell it
Yeah,
in the air, right?
yeah,
Like it smells to me like wood. It smells like it's like a weird. And I remember I was at my
yeah,
cousin's wedding, and in the after party, I walked. We went to like a hotel bar, and people were packed in. And my wife has never done drugs, so we walked into the party, and I was like, people are doing stuff here, and no one has offered to share with us, so I think we should leave. And she's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "It's literally smells like drugs in here." And she's like, "How do you know that?" I'm like, "I just know."
yeah.
So
Well, it would be hard to define cocaine smell. I don't know, but
it's
yeah,
like
I never
wood
did many
chemical.
drugs. So the only drugs that weed, is I would say weed many times, but
I don't think
and
that
cocaine a
counts.
few times, right? I never did psychedelics, for example, in my life. Have you?
When I was 20, 21, I guess, I studied abroad in Spain, and
Hmm.
you could just like walk into a store and buy mushrooms. And me and one of the other students there, we went, we bought them, we ate them. I don't think I ate enough, but I remember looking in the mirror and my pupils were dilated, like my eyes were just
Right.
black, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And so I just looked at myself in the mirror for a little bit. I'm like, "All right, this is cool." And then I was just like laughing over stupid shit for like 3 hours. But I think I was maybe like 1 gram of mushrooms away from taking over Spain that day. It was like it wasn't bad. My sister told me she did them, and she just walked around New York City talking to people. I don't know why that would be fun. I think you're flirting with death if you do that.
Yeah, like I'm thinking maybe one day I'd like to try some psychedelics.
Yeah, I already
Right.
have it planned out. My midlife crisis is going to be awesome. It's going to be I'm going to go to Costa Rica in the rainforest and do the DMT thing. Then I'm going to get on a plane. I'm going to fly to Thailand and hang out Robo for like a month. And then I'm just going to go to any crypto conference that I can go to dressed like I'm going to dress like a yoga dropout. Like I'm going to wear like wooden
Yeah.
sandals, I'm going to wear like a half of a dress and then
Um,
like a t-shirt that's made out of hemp, and I'm gonna go to crypto conferences and watch pillow fights.
sounds
That's,
like a plan. Um,
so
I was just checking right now. So Pedram is my friend. I'm going to visit Pedram in Cyprus.
who's
Um,
Pedro?
it's my friend because non-Cosmos friend, but like crypto
Oh,
friend that we spike with common friend, and I would consider him my good friend. When I was in Poland during COVID times, and Pedram also because Pedram lives in Cyprus.
okay.
He would leave and he would say like you can come to my house. So I got my friend in Poland and we flew to Cyprus and I stayed in Pedram house for close to a week. I never met Pedram in my life, but he let me stay in his house. That's you
Not
would
bad.
consider that good friendship, and I feel like very comfortable with like Pedram for some reason. Here is the guy that you, you can say anything to him, because a few years like I met him 2020 through our common friend, and we would argue online many times, including during COVID, because like early on I was like pro mask, he was against mask, right? And times they
Pro
changed,
mask.
and we would like talk this and like we would argue like a lot about like the different subjects, and we like
So you were pro mask during COVID or pro mask for the pollution in Asia where you live?
early on when the COVID started, I was
Oh
like
yeah.
I would like very I was like very how to say it, anxious close up. I would have like I would very like I would check out what's the best for like not breathing particles, so I would order the Korean mask and all that stuff. I still have tons of Korean masks at home. right? So I
That's so
was like,
funny.
yeah,
All
but
right, well, we should get into this in another one, but let's start our topic. So
no, like
I don't know.
I would change, I would change a lot my view, but like also, I would like to say like I was quite anxious, and I was also like having like some mental issues during that time, right? So
All right, well,
I was living
that
quite
explains
anxiously.
that explains the pro mask stance, I guess. But let's we don't have that much time like we normally do. We don't have unlimited time. So Don, I thought we were going to just have fun. I thought we were going to talk about some validators that we like or don't like, do some Cosmos trivia, and then talk about airdrops that we've screwed up airdrops, right? So, but Don, it's like I'm at the bar, I'm gonna be late. I want to talk about shared security, Cosmos Hub grants, and Atom tokenomics. So, where do you want to start? And we have people in the chat. Seems like a friendly group in the chat today. I see we have
um
Tangled.
yeah, I want
I
to
see,
say what's the power of this podcast, okay?
well, we have
Because
17 people are watching. That's more than double that we
like
had
this
last
video,
week.
guys, you must
Yeah,
absolutely obliterate the like button.
on
That's
both
absolutely
channels too.
necessary.
On both channels.
This channel is completely uncensored, and like this podcast, right? So you are free to say whatever you want. um there is actually no boundaries. This podcast
That's right.
is uncensored. We talk about anything we want, and I think this is very powerful because I'm looking at the Cosmos Twitter accounts, right? And you probably know that. By the way, I'm becoming popular Twitter account these days, right? I'm growing fast, and I just like I wish this Cosmos founders would find, because sometimes I see those people coming to my responses to the comments and comment on my channel, and they don't realize all of their engagement is they Cosmos friends, Cosmos devs, Cosmos founders. I want to make clear to them, I owe your fucking users. It might be not many, but that's the all users that you have, or at least you know what I mean. The people who follow like the certain accounts, these are not retail users. They follow maybe that account because it's the founder or something, but they don't want. They know that maybe this account might be dishonest with them, right? And I think
Yeah,
the same about you, Joe. People follow you, but people who follow you, this is the retail. And I think it would be wise for those people to understand that
I don't think
there
any
is a lot of
founders follow
difference.
me. I don't think any founders follow me. Maybe Shane and Sisla are the only two
Yeah.
that
By
follow
the
me.
way, I noticed that Zaken unfollowed me.
Well, I mean,
I mean, he came, he did interview, he did what's supposed to do, then he supported Cosmos Millions, which I questioned, so he unfollowed, right? Reasonable.
that's the thing. The Cosmos founders, by and large, what I've noticed is they will only comment or tweet something for self promotion or
Hmm.
to draw attention to their own protocol. I've never seen another founder tweet another founder congratulating them on some like launch of a project or whatever. I've never seen that. It may happen, but I've never seen it. And the founders in Cosmos. Okay, what I'm noticing, and this is where I'm going with my channel. I think there was a lot of fallout from the Terra collapse. Obviously, there's still Terra Classic and the old Terra, the new Terra blockchain. I don't know what's going on with those. I don't understand how there's still money in that ecosystem. But the devs that came from Terra to Cosmos, they move at lightning speed and they're more interactive than the Cosmos
Hmm.
devs, right? The original, I would call them the Generation One Cosmos chains, and then I would call the newer ones the Generation Two Cosmos chains, right? The Generation Two to me would be like uh, Nolus, Migaloo, Kujira, and anything
Did
that's
Nolus
coming
come
after.
from Terra?
I don't think so. I think they were always Cosmos people,
Yeah.
but they took a very long time to roll out their protocol. And I did play around with the testnet, and it's listen, the user experience is great. I haven't played around over there yet. Um, I started playing around with Archway yesterday a little bit, but I'm gonna spend more time focusing on what the Terra devs are doing in Cosmos because it seems like they're just building stuff that's going to be a little bit more well thought out, a little bit more sustainable. Because a lot of the Cosmos chains, and we learned the hard way, they have like a lifespan of like one market cycle at most.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Osmosis,
what people don't get, a lot
osmosis
of
might.
these blockchains will never come back, right? So it
Well,
would
the
be nice.
blockchains will live forever, and they'll always come up with new ways to force people to stake their tokens. And I think these lockups are disingenuous because you know osmosis has the new liquidity pools, but osmosis also has a lot of insider unlocks happening in 2023. The more tokens that are staked, people will people that are interested in staking and locking up their tokens, they'll buy some and stake them. And I think this creates like a very temporary supply squeeze. And
Mhm.
insiders that have vested tokens, they could dump into that. They probably can't dump a lot because liquidity is low, but I think they could dump. And I probably going forward will never lock up tokens again. And I'll stake, but I'll always keep some liquid. And it's just to be cautious. I have a whole video coming tomorrow night about Atom Tokenomics, ICS. So let's talk about it now. What were you
Well,
thinking?
I just want to add, like, to Terra, like, that's definitely was Terra was having superior developers. I think
And,
that's quite
and
clear.
honestly, better community.
And what's even more important, Terra had superior community, uncomparable, like, based, and they actually maybe, sorry, they had community. Cosmos doesn't have community. Let
Yeah,
me quickly go and pee, okay? Sorry,
sure.
I'm being 1 minute.
I'll talk to the chat. So
You can talk about that, and I
I'm gonna
need to
promote
pee.
my I'll promote my stuff. All right. So all right, this happens every time I get Don on YouTube. He either leaves or he's like 45 minutes late. Today he was an hour late. And yeah, so I have a video that I made. It took me 2 days to make the damn video, but I think it's pretty good. It's an Atom Tokenomics video in response to all of the tweets from the usual people who want to change the inflation. I don't think that we should change the Atom inflation now. I actually think it's a good thing that the Accelerator DAO is funding some teams that are going to look into the tokenomics. It doesn't mean it's going to happen. It has to go on chain. I would hate to see the tokenomics change. The worst thing about Atom 2.0 was the tokenomics change, in my opinion. So, um, uh, yeah, so I think that the most important thing is to look at ICS, how it can benefit the holders of Atom, the stakers of Atom, and the validators who have to validate all these other chains, right? Um, there's no Atom identity. No, it's really a weird. Atom is like this weird developer worship mentality, and I don't think you should know who the developers are, right? Like you don't need to know who the develop. Like I don't know who the person is that's designing the features on Twitter when I use it. So yeah, Terra. When I noticed Terra's community was super strong, was how much they supported Stargaze. Some of the most successful projects on Stargaze, besides Bad Kids, obviously, were TSOS, Rebels, and Space Skellies. They came from Terra. They created an influx of liquidity into Stargaze, and they made NFTs fun at the worst time in the market. So yeah,
Who you talk about?
we're talking about Terra community. When I first noticed how powerful the community was how they flowed into Stargaze for those
I
collect.
did think they did save Stargaze.
They're not as tribal. They're more open minded and they're more fun.
Yeah,
And I think Don has always criticized Cosmos for not being fun. I'm not that much fun, but I think he's right. Cosmos is not fun, and
no.
it's not even fun to
And
make content. It's so hard to make content.
you know what I noticed? So first of all, yeah, Terra saved Stargaze. Stargaze, I think, was in quite difficult spot.
I think so.
They kind of faded away, but it's very important to know Space Skillies, which I think they kind of left, which is like, okay, do whatever you want. They were important playing puzzle in that, but we have Pixel Wizards, which are now, I would say, most important project on Stargaze as of now. Wrecked Gang, they come from Terra, and there is quite a few others that came from Terra. I'm saying Pixel Wizards is most important product because people don't understand why I'm like not in like some special liking of the Bad Kids recently, and this is because because the bad kids is not actually Stargaze community, right? So it's completely irrelevant, and I think actually it poses the dangers to the Stargaze, and I disagree with the strategy of the Stargaze. It seems everyone tried to make it bad kids chain, which I think is not a great move. Everything is called bad now. So that's why I say the Pixel Wizards are leading collection to me on Stargaze when it comes. It's not Bad Kids. The Bad Kids possess. The Bad Kids actually remove 10,000 of liquidity from Stargaze every month, just so everyone knows, right? Um,
I can't hate the NFT creators making
yeah,
money.
I love Cortland. It's very nice, but like there's certain dangers if you do this way. Maybe Stargaze is not the best token for them. But yeah, grateful for Terra.
I don't have
For
any stars tokens anymore. I only have like 10,000 stars tokens liquid, so I could buy NFTs. I don't stake
Yeah.
anymore, so I can't vote. I can't. Stargaze to me is the NFTs are the assets on the chain. The
Hmm.
the the stars token to me is just money that was hyperinflated. So I only
Yeah.
use it for what it's good for. I don't know if I would buy stars tokens, like what that point would be, but it wouldn't be
Hmm.
like in the bottom of a bear market um, when Cosmos is obviously losing traction, right? There can't be as many users now as there were 3 months ago. Like I don't believe it. And Cosmos data is probably hard to source because everyone's got 15 wallets. You don't know
I
who's
would tell you there is probably few hundred active users.
I,
That's my feeling. That's how I
yeah,
feel from the interaction with the Stargaze event. When there is very popular collection, it seems there is few hundred active users. Yeah.
that's good though for a chain like Stargaze to have a few hundred people interested in one collection. I think that's pretty good. I don't think that's great long term, but for now, hey, listen, if I was launching an NFT collection and you told me 300 people were going to be interested in it, I'd be like, great, I'll launch it.
Yeah.
Like it would be great. So, all right, let's talk about. I don't know. On my screen, it's saying the wrong title, but on YouTube, it says we're going to talk about shared security. Are you talking about replicated security or mesh security, which I think is not good?
So should we start with atom tokenomics and inflation?
Yeah, but I'll remain mostly neutral. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I got to bring Max in here. Can you zoom yourself out a little bit? You're too big. Can you zoom yourself out? I'll bring Max in
Like
for
this?
all right, so yes. So I'll bring in Max for Atom Tokenomics uh talk. So you start and then Max will comment.
Um, am I still heard very well?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. I can make you louder on my end. You're good.
Yeah. Um, it appears to me that there was recently. I'm not sure if we discussed that because quite possibly we did. In the last few weeks, you saw the trend of suddenly bringing back the issue of atom inflation, right?
Yeah.
But my feeling was everyone talks it, but it's talks about this, but it's quite simple to change the inflation, right? You can,
Yeah.
if you think it's bad inflation, you can make the proposal on the forum. Now inflation, let's tell that to everyone. Inflation of Cosmos is between 7 to 20%. It depends on the staked amount. The inflation increases or decreases, right? Um, so if someone wants to change it, they can make proposal on forum, change the Cosmos inflation from 7 to 20% to 5 to 12%, 3 to 5%, 5 to 10%, 5 to 15%. So all I see the voices on on Twitter. I think this is like most popular, and suddenly the people start saying we need to change inflation, but no one making the proposal to change inflation. And I was wondering why, right? Because it was interesting because they say the inflation is bad, but my feeling is the certain groups of people, they don't want to change cosmos inflation, but uh, they had one option. We either don't change inflation or we adopt the atom 2.0 inflation. That's the definition of them changing inflation of cosmos, right?
Yeah. All right.
So what was the atom 2.0 inflation? And we see that with now how atom accelerator DAO uh, operates, that the mint of additional 80 million tokens would probably be ventured to the institution similar to Atom Accelerator DAO, giving this institution power of 20% of tokens in Cosmos, right? Which is big amount. So it would give the few entities a lot of power of Cosmos. But I don't think the inflation has to go to Atom 2.0 inflation, because if you want to experiment with inflation, I think it should be maybe gradual change, slow, gradual change. Especially that the argument of why there is maybe no need of the inflation is um, the revenues driven from interchain security, right? And one of the largest blockchain that will join interchain security, well, maybe not one of the largest because Neutron will be larger, is Stride. And if you have like 1,000 atoms or something, you will maybe make $20 a year on additional Stride tokens. And this is big chain. So Neutron will have, maybe Neutron will give you some more, right? Then maybe you will have 10 other chains. For most of the people, this is only spamming your Kepler wallet. Like this, so it's even pointless to sharing those tokens. It would be best if there would be auto swap to Atom. But these revenues are so small. It's maybe will be 0.5%, maybe 1%. I don't know the number. So surely you cannot replace inflation betting on the real yield, because the Atom has such a large market cap, while consumer chains have so small market cap that it's unwise. So I don't know why they talk about changing of the inflation, but they don't really change. And I feel suddenly I got the answer, because I noticed one account maybe 2 months ago suddenly got more active on the Cosmos Twitter. Before I didn't see that. It started like two months ago, and it also started this account was very bullish on the sommelier finance. And this account also started tweeting about the inflation. And I noticed that this account receiving now grants from Atom Accelerator DAO to design new tokenomics.
Yeah, well, you know what Max would say, right? Max would say that
You gotta
change
do
is
what
good.
you gotta do.
Max would say change is good. Retail just needs to sit back and follow the leaders. And just like every year, there's a new iPhone that gets better and better and better. Atom 2.0, next year, Atom 3.0, Atom 4.0. This is how fast the technology moves in Cosmos. And Max will be happy to stake even more Atom now that the inflation will be changed. That's Max.
Yeah. Also,
Bullish.
what
Bullish.
was the? It's interesting that these people say we don't need inflation because liquid staking is the way, and that there will be 90% liquid stake assets. But we talked about this before. If there is 90%, if everyone liquid staked, and your native asset becomes the liquid stake asset, the inflation has no meaning. It's zero. So those arguments, all of those arguments fall short. I don't understand them.
Yeah.
Sadly, I'm unable to get the answer.
Well, you won't get an answer.
I know I will not get the answer, because the Cosmos ecosystem is not the ecosystem of the answers. It's the ecosystem of the ideas.
All right. Well, I mean, Atom 2.0 tokenomics were really bad, but I did vote yes for Atom 2.0 because I like the idea of treasuries um, being used to spend in a way that's going to bring value back to the hub. I like that. That's what companies do that have big war chests, right? Cash on hand. Pharmaceutical companies do this. They have billions of dollars to spend, hoping to get that magical product that will raise their stock price. Tokens are not like stocks. If I knew then what I knew now, I would have asked more questions. I probably would have voted like either no or abstain or whatever. I don't think no with veto was the right vote. Atom 2.0 in hindsight was basically a fork without being a fork. It was so radically different from what was there. But that's fine. Some people feel that way and they think they can make it work. Great. I would like to know the motivation behind it. We'll never find the motivation behind it. So I don't know. I think if tokenomics end up getting changed, in a way that resembles Atom 2.0, where 20% gets dumped into a treasury or something like that, I would probably
Okay.
unbond all my Atom. I don't know, definitely, but I would imagine you're just signing up for like maximum sell pressure in the shortest amount of time. Why would I stake and be a human
Hmm.
shield for that sell pressure? Like stakers are like
Yeah.
human shields. Like you want to bond your tokens for 21 days? Great. They're going to pass 9 spend props in those 21
You,
days and you're going to get
you
murdered.
know, also I want to add, it's off topic, about the Cosmos community. There was a lot of ICO investors of Cosmos that bought Atom at 10 cents. And I feel this is the strong group of Cosmos community, which is completely irrelevant because they benefited so heavily. They are still at 100x,
Yeah.
plus receiving the substantial multiplier of the initial investment in the rewards of stake, like in the form of staking. So this is like very weird position of Cosmos, because that part of Cosmos is very strong. The people who bought Atom for 10 cents, and like how much they, and they received 20x, the is it
So it
correct?
doesn't matter. The price to them doesn't matter, is what you're saying. No matter what, they're ahead.
20x yearly of the investment. I want to bring something to you because,
Sure.
I venture out a little bit outside of the Cosmos as well, and I spoke to someone that I advised we should apply for a grant. I might apply for a grant soon, maybe some marketing strategy. Why not? Maybe I can get 100k. It would be very nice money. I could get my wife for like 2 months beautiful holiday to Hawaii and stuff. But the person messaged me. I will read that. Hey Don, I'm doing an uncensored podcast, blah blah blah. And I was also a big fan of Cosmos. This person is not in Cosmos a while back, but yeah, the Cosmos space is so low test, a liberal. It really turned me off from it. There is many people like this that decide, like would sell Cosmos early on, and they would feel like it's really great tech, but they see like I don't know, the certain Cosmos people, and they're like, nah, I'm just gonna stay on Ethereum, thanks. But the
I
Cosmos
don't
people
know.
don't realize that, right?
I don't
It's
know
the
what to compare it to. I like I here's my thinking, and I said this the other day to somebody I was talking to. I said, look, Bitcoin is number one and will be number one for a long time, especially with the developments that are happening. In the next market cycle, we will see DeFi on Bitcoin. That's huge. Ethereum is number two. Ethereum has first mover advantage. They don't need to have the best tech to retain their users. They have the best apps, right? Number
Mhm.
three, a token or an app or a chain in Cosmos should be able to get into that number three slot simply because interoperability, very secure bridging, right? Um, Cosmos is losing in UI UX, Cosmos is losing in messaging, and they're losing in the politics of things.
Well,
But I think that we should see a monster, at least appreciation of a token in the next bull market somewhere in the ecosystem. I don't think all of them will move at all. Maybe like a third of the ones that we saw in the last cycle will move, plus another new one that we didn't wasn't on the radar then. I, I don't see why that's not going to happen. And I think I understand where that person's coming from, but in the end, most people are either not researching it heavily or just playing around on TradingView, buying and selling the token based on charts. They don't know all the stuff that's going on, they don't know about the pillow fights and like the stupid Twitter threads that don't make any sense, or the fact that a lot of the founders, they can't answer a single yes or no question about their own protocol, and the documents are written for devs and validators only. I don't know, man. I'm still bullish on Atom because the narrative of interchain security and Atom economic zone should be pretty good, even if it's not that good
yeah.
in practice right now. So
Mhm.
let's go to
Can I explain someone now, because someone needs explaining right now, if you don't
who.
mind? Some Twitter account with the wine glass in the Twitter name.
I don't know who that is. Share it up.
Can I share the screen?
Yeah, yeah. Let me know when you
Is
get on there.
uh This one, can you see?
Okay, that's you. Oh no, sorry, that's your Twitter. And
That's
that.
my
Oh,
Twitter, yeah.
but
Oh,
here's the
because
thing.
someone said that this is average Bad Kids owner, right? We know that's not necessarily the case, and that is closer to this, right?
All right, so
Um,
let me just put out a rhetorical question right now, and then we'll go right
yeah.
into the next topic. I, I'm a whale. I'm on the sideline. I'm I'm managing $1 billion worth of money in the traditional finance world, and now my clients want me to move into Web3 crypto, with 5% of the portfolio, because we want to take some shots in this new,
Yeah.
Web3 finance system. If I see this, am I going to ape into anything in Cosmos? That's the question. And I had the
Maybe
same.
because you need to understand one thing, that a lot of money that comes to crypto is Silicon Valley, and a lot of these wealthy billionaires. So, for example, I was actually googling like some other day, um, region uh, funding, right? Funding.
Oh, I don't
Do you
think we
know
should.
Region just raised additional $10 million this year?
I don't know that much about Regen. I'm supposed to meet with someone next
So
week.
what I'm saying, there is a lot of like Silicon Valley guys that are very rich, but they don't have like really touch with reality, and they don't give a shit.
Okay.
So they're
Well,
okay throwing money at Cosmos or whatever.
then I'm not going to
Right.
unbond my atom. I only unbonded a little bit of my atom, mostly for tax loss
So
harvesting
so
purposes.
but why I'm coming at this is, look, I don't care like what is the people don't understand this tweet. I was just pointing out that this is not average bad kit owner. It's
No.
the reality is very different, and and looks closer to this, right?
All right.
And
Well,
I'm pointing now to this response of the Illumi, which is like it seems like a nice Twitter account,
can
right?
you make
And
it bigger?
honestly,
Can you zoom in a little more? There we go.
yeah,
Perfect. Who is that? Is that
I don't
is that?
know. I don't know. It's just the person,
But they have a bad
Twitter
kid.
account, maybe not person. So it's like, honestly, bro, like you can read it. You're just trying hard for attention. I don't try hard for attention. In fact, it was this person trying hard for attention, also like posting me when
That's
like
funny,
my
man. I've
that was
watched that
funny.
so
It
many.
was parody, right? So it's like used, but like because I said this NFT rapes. So people say I'm trying for attention, whereas like clearly like someone trying to, I post Remilio, so they trying to get some clout for the bad kids, but apparently it's me for trying attention. But like, have you fucking seen Vitalik? So you don't understand when Vitalik goes on a scene and sing a song, everyone knows it's a fucking Vitalik, and everyone knows it's funny as fuck. When Ethan Bookman go rapping on the scene, he thinks he is fucking Eminem 2.0. And this is the problem. This is the problem of joke not landing, right? So Vitalik knows who he is. Um, yeah, this is little different. I'm not losing battle. I'm doing fucking excellent. So yeah, this person actually doesn't get that. Vitalik is perfect because Vitalik like is just funny. Also, dude, I keep analyzing the Vitalik big dick. It was a joke. I'm telling you, everyone got fooled here. By the way, this picture.
Yeah, I
I
got it. Oh yeah, that was funny.
It is not penis. It is not penis.
Yeah, but you know what? It might as well be, because he founded Ethereum. So who cares, right? People
Yeah,
are.
but I think someone told him like put something in your pants. Let's take this picture, and this was one of the best marketing campaigns, because when you look at this picture, it looks like he has very long penis, and I want everyone to analyze this picture. Okay, something is standing here. Okay, it's impossible to have two penises, I think. So it's impossible that one penis would be standing here and the second penis would be standing here. Would you agree, Joe? That something is you got hard on sometimes. It does not look like this. And everyone who ignores that, I feel like everyone lost their mind. Because the balls don't get hard. It would be impossible. Like if the balls get hard here, it's maybe okay. But also there is like weird shape. It would be like almost that he has some large piercing at the top of his penis. So my assumption is they put something in his pants.
Oh my god! All right. So
And
interchange security. Oh my fucking! My listen. Every day I
I'm
wake
I'm
up.
I'm
Every
the
day I wake
first
up.
one breaking I'm the first one breaking down the largest crypto myth.
The
Everyone
largest.
got fooled. Everyone thinks it's not serious.
All right. I can't. I'm gonna make that into a clip for this week, and that'll be a fun one. All right. So you wanted to talk about interchange security. You talk about Atom Economic Zone replicated security or interchange security in general. Your call. Because I talked to
I'm,
some
I'm
people. I talked to some people about mesh security, and I'm not impressed at all. I must not understand it. I talked to Ethan. I talked to Jake, and then my initial reaction was, please tell me the hub is not funding this.
what
Please
we talk
tell
about
me
interchange security.
no mesh
Interchange
security.
security. I'm gonna drop another alpha, obviously.
Okay, well, even our alpha has alpha in this show, so we've got the we've debunked the Vitalik giant double penis myth, and now
Well, it's true. I think people should ask the question that there is something, because, dude, I looked at that and I was like, I wish I would have this double-headed monster in my pants, but
well, I'm surprised.
you
I'm
know,
surprised Rama hasn't taught us that kangaroos have two penises, and Rama should know that, and he should have shared that. And I'm looking in the chat. There's nothing from Rama. Rama's not really from Australia, I don't think. I think maybe he just got arrested there on vacation, and now he just like has to stay there.
and now he stayed. And but yeah, let's process to interchain security, mesh
Yes.
security, anything.
All right. So
Um,
interchange security. Interchange security should be the bull case for the hub. It should be the bull
Gatorade
case for the hub.
bottle. Where is the Gatorade bottle?
You think that
Mine,
was a Gatorade bottle?
Gatorade. May it's something. It's something like yeah, it was something in there. Anyway, um,
I'll fix that.
Cosmos
Is it?
security. Cosmos security is not good security model, nor it's not a cheap model, because you said we will see DeFi on Bitcoin, okay?
Yeah.
So I learned. I came whole circle from being the Bitcoin bear to being Bitcoin bull a little bit, but people change all the time. I went from like, but I'm very flexible, as I said. Like this is, I change opinion
Of
on
course.
multiple subjects, all the time. If you can find a way to provide security to the blockchains with Bitcoin that are cheaper than other security model, it means your security model will not be good. And I read this Babylon light paper. You know Babylon, right?
Yeah.
And the same in regards of mesh security. That's why I don't believe into that. So if you can take Bitcoin and stake it to provide that security with Bitcoin ownership, because it's this large network, or use the mining model in some way to provide security, which
That's what
probably will
Babylon
cost
does.
very little. It will cost very little. It will allow you to secure all of that as the like secure, like imagine Bitcoin stake. Imagine there is $10 billion stake in positive scenario, right? So stake Bitcoin $10 billion to Babylon, and Babylon provide that security to 100 of blockchains, maybe. The cost of that security will be very low in comparison to interchain security. it will be
So what?
substantially lower.
They're using some kind of oracle to reference the Bitcoin blocks that have been mined, and they're
I'm not
using.
sure exactly how it
Yeah,
works, but if
actually
that
interviewed. I
security
interviewed
model,
them. Yeah.
if that they provide another thing. So they provide one for long range attack that allow you to bring the unbonding time lower, and they also want to provide that the security of, like, Bitcoin staking. But even, like, you can use Ethereum. If those models are cheaper than interchain security, it quite likely could mean that interchain security will not sustain against that because it's more expensive model. And we live
Well,
in the
here's the thing. Here's the
deflationary.
thing about.
Technology is deflationary. If your technology is expensive, it cannot sustain.
Okay, not only is it expensive, I made a couple of comments, incomplete comments about mesh security. The reason why I'm skeptical of mesh security is because it sounds like a gimmick to get people to lock up tokens, to stake more tokens. And the two chains that are talking about mesh security the most are Juno and Osmosis. They don't have enough value or assets on the chain to worry about all this additional security for the cost. Anyway, Juno has nothing on it that's valuable unless there are some Atom tokens stuck in a raw pool somewhere, right? So, so there's that. Osmosis is mostly illiquid assets pooled together, and the Osmo token is probably going to. I don't even know what's going to happen to the Osmo token. The Osmo token to me is going to be like a just a horrific event for Cosmos when even the founders and insiders have to abandon it, right? So to me, mesh security is a gimmick. I need to learn more about it. I'll give you that if you disagree with me. But interchain security should, as a narrative, be a bull case for the hub. What do you like? It sounds good. It's like Polkadot's doing something very
Yes, the
similar.
problem is that my problem is it's expensive
What
security
makes it
model.
expensive though? You're a validator. What makes it so expensive?
So that each network require additional node, right? Because
But
it's
it's the,
separate
but it's the
chain.
same. But it's the same validator. So you're saying for the validators it's expensive. So unless they're
Well, you
collecting.
can try to run it on the one server or something, right? But quite likely the each additional node is more like of compute required. So you as the validator are required to maybe add another server, okay?
Are
And
the
that
centralized
adds another
exchange
cost.
validators? But are
Sorry?
the centralized exchange validators? Are they on board with this, or are they fighting it?
Well, I don't know. I never heard of them speaking on that subject.
Because what isn't like Kraken a validator?
I think they're
Binance.
just gonna spin out additional node, Kraken. Like they will do it. They be
And take
probably
the hit.
like on. They have the person and they're like, yeah, we. But like it's okay for them because Coinbase is largest validator, and if you have that power, that for them it might be they might actually receive the amount of stride that actually covered that cost. But I think anyone who is like in this case even outside of 10, it's losing it's gonna be losing money, but they will be okay subsidized. So for example, I will do that despite I'm like bottom validator, right? But if you can provide the same security without the requirement of the additional power of the
Oh,
additional node, like, or the node is very light and like, or you can speed something very light so it doesn't cost you more, then this security model is good,
so you're
but
saying you get the same benefit
expensive
without the
now.
cost? Yeah. Well, now you're thinking
Yes.
like a traditional finance person. You're weighing costs and benefit, right? So let me just show you a tweet that was very confusing to me, and maybe you could clarify. So I think this person is part of the effort to research and revise Atom Tokenomics. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
He says this down here. The hub's product is not security. That's a meme. Its product is liquidity. What does that mean? Like I asked a question and I'm not going to get a response.
Well,
Maybe
you could probably like agree. I, I
what does
think I
that
would
mean?
understand. I don't know what that person thinks, okay?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. I would like to know because
Because but it's important because everyone seems clever on Twitter, but Cosmos has liquidity. Cosmos Hub has liquidity. No other blockchain has.
Right, but do they mean this in the context of the
But I'm
hub?
not sure how exactly it benefits other blockchains, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is the liquidity? Is he using this in the context of the hub has liquidity, therefore it can subsidize all of this security and infrastructure that's really not going to be profitable? Or does he mean the hub has liquidity, so we should be able to pair it in all these
No,
different
I think
dexes?
he's saying that security is not the Cosmos product, but that the Cosmos has so much liquidity that maybe it means that the Atom has the value. But the thing is, I
I
think
don't know,
many
man.
other blockchains they decided to rely on their own token, which make them fail,
Yeah,
right?
of course. That's the downfall
Um,
of Cosmos has
I
been this.
I do think so. Let me like I do think
Yeah.
if Cosmos ecosystem would use Atom as the native token for everything, it would be much better for everyone.
Yes, I agree with that. Then I agree with his tweet. What I'm worried
Because
about is
I
this.
don't want to like you know what I'm really annoyed, and I love Stride, like because I receive other rewards and Kujira, but this dust just spamming my wallets. I don't even exchange that. It's just like
Yeah,
the so
I would
it's
rather I would rather pool all that dust together and buy a
yes,
lottery ticket into the Cosmos Billions. I think
would
that's
make more sense. It would
Cos
make probably more sense. So something that you can
think bigger.
um Atom like is only one valuable, but also why is it valuable?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
it,
To
it's
me,
it's only one token that is on the centralized exchanges very deeply and has tons of market makers, and this is also something like that Zaki actually said. um Paradigm or whoever sold 150 million worths of Atom and the price didn't even move.
well
Why?
that's
Because of market makers everywhere.
yeah.
Try to dump on any other blockchain 100 million, 50 million, and you get out 5 million, and the token will be over.
Well, I'm sure the people that want to revise the tokenomics and build a massive treasury that they get to spend took note of that, and they're like, well, maybe we could just put 20% of the supply in a treasury, have 5 people control it, and then we could pay ourselves, we could pay our friends, we could kick money back to the ICF in various forms. I don't know. I still think ICS could be a narrative going forward, and yes, it has to improve a lot. That's what my video is about tomorrow. It has to improve. The 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 consumer chains need to have actual value on them that's worth securing, and then they have to pay for that security. That's in short what I think.
Yeah.
If if the security that the hub is providing is either unaffordable, then the consumer chains shouldn't even exist. If the value,
Yeah. So, for example, I know Stargaze. They said they might be interested. Um, I don't know why.
here's a question that we could
What
have a
you
whole
are
show
going
about.
to steal JPEGs?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So let's talk about the last thing that the Cosmos grants. I know you don't like this, but like I agree with Max. I think that Cosmos Accelerator DAO is bullish for Cosmos. I don't I voted against it because I didn't like that the prop was written in a way that allowed for a lot of misbehavior and gray area and conflicts of interest. But it's a very small amount of money in the big scheme of things. It's a low risk, high reward prop. It doesn't have to continue. I like Cosmos. I like Accelerator DAO. And the only thing I wish they would do differently is I wish they should make public all of the applications that got passed. Just release all the applications so we could see what's getting passed and how they're wording it and what they're promising.
Hmm.
So me and Max agree bullish on Accelerator DAO.
The idea of giving grants is a good idea,
I think so too.
right?
But I want to see
And
the applications. I want to know who's
it's
getting
nice
the
to give
grants.
grants, and but I like the grant model the more that is based off those centralized institutions. I think DYDX have their own grant program, and um
Okay,
and
I
I
would,
think
yeah. Individual applications with their own community pools and their own grants programs would be much better. I
but I
don't like,
wonder if my question is if DYDX have grant program and it's driven heavily because those people who funded this blockchain, the DYDX, they have financial interest, right?
yeah.
So what I wonder is if these people give the grants to their friends and spend and dilute the token, or these people give the grants to the people who bring as much value as possible so they can succeed in the future and pump their own bags.
Okay,
And
well,
this is
obviously,
something that I must say, that I feel that Atom Accelerator DAO might be actually corrupted. And it's, when I say this, people say I'm funding. In fact, I think many people say I'm probably anonymous voice, but no, my face is here. I'm speaking. So uh, because I never see the new faces receiving grants, I never see the new developer from somewhere like building something. Every person that is recipient of the Cosmos grants is someone who was either from ICF Foundation. They were in Cosmos.
but this just shows you how
I
small the
understand that
cosmos.
it might be reason that there is no other interest, right? And this is only people that apply. But when it comes to this specific grants about redesigning tokenomics, it's very weird that there is the account that seems to be friendly with the institutions somehow affiliated the institution who pushed the Atom Accelerator DAO. The same person is applying to be advisor on the grant program on the Neutron, and a
Who's
week
that?
later the same person is receiving the grant from Atom Accelerator DAO to redesign tokenomics. My question is, was that person a friend? Because it seems it was a friend, but people say you don't have the proofs. It's okay. I'm not the investigator. I'm not the someone who received the money to investigate that matter. But I think a lot of retail users who are professional Twitter users like I am on Twitter and follow those accounts, they see it might be very weird and very sketchy. And
Okay,
that's
so
all.
all right,
And
so
because
Max,
I'm not here, I'm okay, I'm not the big Cosmos investors, but those people will be judged by the retail. And I hope the retail see that things. That's all. I'm not
Max,
anonymous father. I'm just saying there might be something wrong in that process because it appears that a lot of friends, and use Cosmos millions, this D account, all of them receive the grants. Like, what about some new? I don't know. Like it.
I'm applying for a
I'm
grant.
skeptical. Okay, and I'm to be honest, it will not bend the Cosmos price. As I said, there was 150 million atoms liquidated. It didn't touch anything. I don't think the atom accelerator that will affect the price, but it still might be corrupted. I'm talking about something else.
But
If they do
I,
good job, bless them. This is not something I would enjoy doing in my life. This is not something I feel is good. I look at them and I see at them the certain things that people, when they look at the governments throwing money left and right doing, and that's it.
yeah, listen, I think that would be solved if they just simply made the applications public, because then you would see exactly who is on every team. And what we might see is that because when you fill out the application for the grant style, you put your name, who you are, but then you also put your team members. The
Mhm.
team members don't show up on the Atom Accelerator DAO website. I would like to see if the same person has been involved in 10 or 15 or 20 grants.
Also, I want to make clear to everyone, because I was saying some people don't know. Me, do you know, Joe? I was very close to being friend with all of those people. I could be on very high salary. I could be recipient of these grants. Um,
I'm applying for a grant.
what I'm saying, those analysts, the crypto analysts,
Yeah, I talked to one on
what
Space and I was
what
not
what is
impressed.
behind the crypto analyst role
I
is
think
a
that
Twitter user. That's all. There
no,
is nothing more to crypto analyst than Twitter user.
the crypto analysts are not impressing me very much. I'm wondering when like there's going to be a project that's very smart and they call me and they say, "Hey, you have brick and mortar business experience, and you don't follow the crowd. Maybe you can be an advisor to our project, and not the
Yeah.
same advisors
Well,
who have driven every token into the ground." You know,
I think there are projects, there are projects that have good moral core, because I was having call with Mike from Stargaze today and was like,
yeah, I
do
like
you
him.
think
I met him.
Stargaze has like bad actors or whatever? And I was thinking like, no, I think they have good intentions. And I'm thinking of Shane, of Jorge, and I don't think about them like doing wrong. But on the other hand, oh, thank you, Brian. But on the other hand, there was also very weird proposals on Stargaze that it's not fault of Shane or anyone else, but there was like paying $18,000 for buying carbon credits from region, which I must say anyone like who voted yes on that proposal must be idiot, uh, because you need to understand that the liquidity is not very big, and you like just burning $18,000. Like, I mean, for that you could bring few artists, but like you decided to burn the money. Like, I don't know what to say to you, right? Because when I see that, you just want to say, bro, like, bro, like, I don't know. So,
All right, let
yeah,
me
I don't
wrap up.
know,
We got to wrap up in like 2 minutes. But if
Mhm.
you want, we could do
Yeah,
another one this week. I'll just get rid of my kids for like 2 hours, and then we could play on YouTube
yeah,
while I don't pay attention to my kids. Uh, this is what I think. This is I'm a Max is a dreamer. I'm bullish. I'm a dreamer. I would like to see the community pools completely burned, and instead, the community pools should be fueled by revenue from the consumer chains.
yeah,
So the
yeah.
hub
So this
can,
this very good point.
like, the community pools are horrendous for Cosmos. And
Yes,
if anyone disagrees, then good for you. You get paid out of the community
yeah.
pool.
This is
It,
very
it,
good point. I was actually thinking of this. The Stargaze has 800 million
well,
stars community pool.
Stargaze, if you have that much money in the community pool, set up make deals, set up protocol own
Do
liquidity,
you
and
know what I would like to do?
remove the
Make
incentives off of
proposal,
osmosis.
make proposal, move 600 million stars to treasury.
And then do
What?
what?
Because then the Stargaze company can decide if they want to future sell the tokens for investment. But let's manage that. Let's not keep it
Oh,
like there is no point for keeping that in the treasury. Also, there is yeah, for fuck's sake, Joe, continue talking. They don't
So,
need to
so
talk.
you had a good idea with selling basically over the counter star sales for USDC, but I think that would work. You have to remove incentives off osmosis for LPers, and you have to make that the go-to to get your stars tokens. You want to buy a big batch of stars tokens, and you don't want the price to move. USDC or another stablecoin or even Atom for stars direct from the treasury, and that's how you diversify a treasury. But Stargaze doesn't have a treasury, do they? Or it's just a community pool?
Stargaze has treasury,
They do.
250 million stars or something like that, which is
That's
managed by
25,000,
the
30,000.
founders, I
Okay. No,
believe.
I think these chains that have
It's a lot. It's
tokens,
a lot. 250 million stars, which will be like $2.5 million with no liquidity is not much worth. But I think the community pool shouldn't be there. Let it just be moved to
yeah.
treasuries. So there
Can I
is some
burn a
chains
bridge?
that launch soon,
Can I,
like Nomic. I
Namek
just
is a
want to
great.
say I'm very worried about Nomic because everyone is very hopeful. At least I'm hopeful for Nomic.
Namek
When
is the
Nomic
biggest.
launch,
No, Namek is the biggest character test we've ever seen in our lives. Every morning, those guys wake up and they're like, "Let me see how many of them actually compounded their tokens yesterday," and then they laugh at us. Namek reminds me of what was that token that you could claim every day on your phone? Pi. Namek is like Pi token, and I hope they launch something, but I completely forget about it, and then every 3 months I remember it.
okay, maybe example for the all the new chains that launch and have community pool. Okay, that will be uh, better
I,
reference. There should be first proposal should be move community pool to the team treasury right
like
away. Don't keep community pool. Forget about this. And I see no other solution. Like there's
Community pool should be fueled by revenue, not by
yeah, yeah,
inflation.
yeah. So if there
And
is
I think,
revenue, there shouldn't be even like why. Yeah, could be.
all right, let me end
It's
on
not
this. I'll
important.
burn.
The revenue should be directed to the stakers. People will rather enjoy some extra yield than having community pool, to be honest. So
I would like to see the community pools disappear. Um, like maybe when a chain launches, the only money that goes into the community pool, they have like 3 months of inflation, and then the community pool, that's it. No more inflationary.
Mr. S,
Oh,
there will not be Bitcoin via Babylon. I'm not sure what you're saying. That Babylon will not bring Bitcoin to Cosmos. So that's I
this
don't.
is the part of the show where Don argues with the chat. Uh,
No, it's like the Cosmos ecosystem should all come together and start drip buying BTC via Babylon.
no, I would like
I
to
think
see.
you mixed up the Babylon is not gonna sell Bitcoin, or it's not bridge that it's Nomic that will bridge the Bitcoin. So like yeah, I love that like Cosmos users that are just into tokens that they don't know what they do, but yeah, or
Well,
projects they don't know. Yeah,
we have a lot of people in the chat, but I have to stop. If you guys don't mind,
yeah, I'm
like
gonna
both of
eat.
our
Like,
videos.
sorry for the like being late. I had the beers with Leo, very nice guy.
Hey, listen, if you want
Um,
to do this, if you want to do this during the week, but in the reverse time, like your morning,
let's
my
do,
night.
Joe, because you are like one of the last people I'm enjoy talking.
Oh, I appreciate it. I see.
Yeah,
I like everybody. Even if I argue with them, it usually makes me like them more. But even if I'm mean to them, like I like Jacob, I like all these people, right? But yeah, I feel like
no,
you
I
and
mean
I.
like it's good because you can be I can be skeptic to you. You understand, which
Well,
is more
I'm
difficult with
skeptical because I
founders.
was here in 2017 and I saw what
Yeah,
happened. I
yeah,
got massacred in 2017 with IOTA, Tron, Neo, all these tokens that never pumped again. And I think a lot of the cosmonauts are wet behind the ear. They think that osmosis will go to $10 in the next bull market. Stargaze will go to 80. This is never happening. You and
yeah. It's not gonna happen.
let
I
me
mean,
end the
pray
show
if they
burning.
will find the niche. Pray if they will find the niche and bounce 10x,
Can I?
20x maybe.
But that's nothing because that's in price. That's not in market cap, right? Or right, whatever. Let me burn a bridge. Let me burn a bridge, right here. Stargaze. Stop incentivizing liquidity on osmosis. You're helping them rug us. Everyone should, with these big community pools, should stop incentivizing liquidity on osmosis. Set up protocol on liquidity. You can get even deeper liquidity. It will cost you nothing. The community pools cannot be spent. Stargaze, talk to Kajira, put a USK stars pool on Kajira, and someone build a magical UI where I could buy NFTs from Kajira. Then do the same thing on Migaloo, do the same thing on Crescent. Stop incentivizing pools. No one is LPing for the incentives that
Yeah.
it wasn't already there. They're cashing out. Please stop.
Do you
It
know
hurts
what's
the
really
token
good
price.
way now? Because founders have a lot of tokens. The founders can partner with themselves and establish liquidity pools without incentives, and you have liquidity to swap.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about
So
community pools next time. Maybe like Wednesday, maybe Thursday morning your time, or Wednesday night my time. I could stay up late till like midnight. I don't work. I feel like
I
Don. I don't
wake
have
up
a
now
job.
past 10. Yeah, we could try to do
All
that.
right. Cool.
But
So we'll talk about community pools and all
yeah,
that.
Joe,
And
it was good one. It was very popular. I think it was insane alpha. I wanted to talk about some alpha, but next time what I'm going to do, I'm gonna buy the tokens that I think are alpha because I had this great alpha I wanted to share. I'm not gonna share. I'm just gonna buy the tokens by myself. You all stay wondering what was this.
all right. And by
So
the way, after the video goes to YouTube, it helps if you guys put comments on the video. Otherwise, we get negative comments, and then the videos no one sees them.
yeah, Joe. Also, like there was like close to 20 people watching on my channel. Like the viewership is solid.
I had more
Like
than
if you
you. For,
connect to our
look,
channels, there was probably 50 people total.
we have the same now. We have 16 and 16. But at one point, I was one ahead of you, and then I checked back, and then I lost 5 people. So my people on my channel, when they watch my videos, they're probably finding it by accident, and they're just
Oh, tomorrow I'm talking to Maria. Oh yeah, Maria.
Oh, nice. I'll definitely watch that.
I Maria sent me the black and white picture. I said, Maria, send me the color picture. Maria say no, such a strong woman.
How about this? I'll
Saying
give you a picture of me and Maria, and then you put that as your thumbnail. Because I
yeah.
met Maria at NFT NYC.
Okay, okay. Joe, enjoy your day. Yeah.
Everybody, see everyone
Take
later.
care.